Ah, Palworld, that beautiful glitchy mess of a game that we're all addicted to. Today I have tips and tricks that will help you out no matter if you're an experienced player or just getting started. I promise you'll learn something new if you stick to the end, so let's begin. My first tip involves digtoise. This guy will mine you ore faster than any other pal. To catch one, you'll want to head over to the Twilight Desert, which is located right here on the map. You should find digtoise all over this area. Not only are these guys essential for mining, but if you catch or kill one of them, you'll be rewarded with ore and high quality pallet oil, which is super important in the later game. Once you get to a high enough level, I'd recommend coming back here and catching a bunch of them, so that you'll have plenty of these guys to do the mining for you at your base, and you can get that high quality pallet oil for crafting when you progress technology. You can assign certain pals work tasks by throwing their pal sphere at an object. If you press right and left on the D-pad while holding LB, it'll actually tell you if they can or can't be assigned to the task. Once you find one that can be assigned, just throw the pal sphere and they'll get started on it. This will make things like collecting stone and wood much faster. At a pal gear workbench, you can actually build digtoise a headband, which will give him this insanely fast mining ability. After collecting a lot of resources, you may see that your weight limit has been reached. This will greatly reduce your speed until you can get to a chest to unload your stuff. But thankfully, you can still use the grappling gun to get around. At the beginning of the game, I'd recommend upgrading your weight quite a lot, because this can be annoying to deal with. Next, I'm going to show you the best method to farm early game materials such as wool and leather. This island specifically has tons of low-level pals that drop these items. The fast travel tower is called Small Cove. It also has tons of pal spheres and paldium fragments scattered around all over the ground, making this a fantastic area in the early game. What I recommend is bringing a pal mount that has a very large area of effect attack. Some examples of this are Dragon Burst with Chillet and Shockwave with Univolt. This allows you to take down multiple pals at the same time and collect their resources very quickly. And like I said before, you don't even need to kill the pals to get their resources. The game incentivizes you to catch multiple pals of the same kind by giving you extra experience points. There was one point in the game where I didn't understand why my pals weren't leveling up anymore. And it was because my player level was not increasing because I was not capturing duplicate pals. And don't worry about clogging up your boxes because you can always sell extra pals to the black market or unlock the machine that lets you merge multiple pals into one mega pal. Your goal should be to get 10 of the same kind of pals because that will give you the largest experience bonus. If you've been playing for a while, you know it can be rough battling higher level pals. Whether it's a pal you really want to catch or a boss fight, there's a trick to keep yourself and your pal team alive for much longer. If you pay attention to the UI at the bottom left corner of your screen, you can monitor the health of your currently active pal. Both pals and the player slowly regenerate health over time. But if a pal is killed, it'll stay dead until you put it in the pal box for 10 minutes. To avoid this, you can watch the health of your pal in the bottom left corner of the screen, and once it's about to die, switch it out for another pal. This will allow the pal to regenerate its health while the next one is battling. Then rinse and repeat the process for each pal. If you get the timing right, you can keep every member of your team alive. The other thing I'd recommend is keeping yourself far away from the pal that you're battling. This will allow you to react with a dodge if they throw an attack your way. Plus, your pals will be able to deal a lot more damage than you can anyways. If you can, you should always put an object between yourself and the enemy pal. It doesn't matter if it's a tree or a boulder, but even a small amount of cover can block a lot of incoming attacks. If you guys are enjoying the video so far, hit the subscribe button and the notification bell. It'll allow you to see my new uploads right as they come out. I have a lot more ideas for Palworld content that you're not going to want to miss, so check and make sure that you're subscribed. There's one thing that everybody hates in every video game, and that's fall damage. You always want to climb to the highest possible point in an open world game, but getting down is a pain. Well, I'm here to tell you that if you have a mount, even if it's not a flying mount, and you jump off of something super high, you will take absolutely no fall damage. So have fun skydiving to your heart's content. Also, if you're on a mount and you want to get up to a high ledge, you can hold X and A at the same time. This will allow you to dismount at the peak of your mount's jump. The same principle applies for flying mounts. Watch your pal's stamina bar, and right when it's about to run out, hold the X and A button at the same time. This will allow you to dismount and instantly pull out your paraglider, which has a separate stamina bar from your pal. With this trick, you can fly much farther distances, and your pal's stamina will be all ready to go again when you're ready to get back on it. I highly recommend crafting Celere's gloves at a pal gear bench because it flies much farther and faster than normal paragliders. Riding on pals is a great way to get around, and you can move very quickly. But there's an even faster movement option when you're on a slope. Simply press in the left stick to begin a sprint, and then hold down the B button to slide. It's a mechanic that feels a lot like shield surfing in Breath of the Wild. One bonus trick to go along with this is to start a slide, and once you've gotten enough momentum, press A and then A again instantly to begin a glide. If done correctly, it will carry all of your momentum, and you'll be able to fly much farther than normal. You just have to remember to let the slide go for a little bit so that you can build up enough speed before you start the glide. And now you can see just how far I was able to fly with that trick. If you've engaged in combat while riding a pal, you'll know that your normal button to fire a weapon is replaced with one of your pal's moves. But don't worry, if you hold down the LT target button, you can still use your gear with RT while on a mount. You can alternate between using your gear and your pal's moves to optimize the amount of damage you're able to do during cooldown. You can even use this trick to fire off the grappling gun straight from the back of one of your pals. And overall just opens up a lot of new possibilities while riding one of your mounts. This next tip will save you a ton of time when it comes to moving things between your inventory and a chest. While hovering over your inventory, press in the right stick to quickly sort your items. This will organize similar things together. As you can see here, I have 18 high quality pal oils, and I have a stack of 1 in my chest. You can press RB to instantly move all items from your inventory that have a stack in the chest. And just like that, you can see that now I have 19 in my chest. If you do need to organize things by hand one at a time, such as an egg, there's also a trick for that. Simply pick up an item with A, and then press either LT or RT to instantly move between the inventory and the chest. The game shows you these shortcuts in the bottom right corner of the screen, but people often overlook it. But if you learn to use them, it will save you a ton of time and headache in the future. When you're at your base, you can press X to pick up pals, and then if there's a certain task you want them to work on, just throw them again with X and they'll start working on that task, as long as it's one that they're able to do. And you can keep the work moving along smoothly. If you've ever built something in your base that you didn't like the placement of, you'll know that breaking it by hand with like a pickaxe or something takes forever. This is one thing I was confused by at the beginning of the game, but there's a much easier way. All you need to do is press up on the D-pad to enter the build mode. And then you'll see at the bottom it says that you can press down on the right stick to enter disassembly mode. Then just hover over whatever you want to break and press the X button. It'll break instantly and you'll get all of your resources back. One tip you may not know is that by sneaking up on a pal from behind, you'll actually get a back bonus. What this means is that your catch rate chances will be increased. This is super effective against low-level pals that just run away from you instead of attacking. You'll see right here that when I aim my pal sphere, at first it says 12% chance because I'm facing the front of it, but then when they turn around, there's a 31% chance. Another great thing to be aware of is that fast travel towers show up on your map even before you found them. You can use the map to locate them and then activate the towers. This will make getting around the world and exploring new areas super easy. And if you die in that area, you'll be able to return very quickly to retrieve your gear. I hope I was able to teach you guys something new and useful to use in Palworld. If you still have any questions that I was not able to answer in this video, leave them in the comments and I'll do my best to answer them. If you guys did enjoy the video or learn something, leaving a like would help me out so much. My video will get recommended to more people and I'll be able to continue to produce great content for you guys just like this. Thank you for watching.